Advantage Athletic Therapy, personalized rehabilitation programs with a whole body approach. Enjoy the podcast.
Plan your next trip with Ride Norfolk. Ride Norfolk operates an on-demand transit service across Norfolk County from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy the podcast today. Dave Scott, didn't even know my own name this morning, Brad. Isn't that crazy? But it's early and we're having some fun. Small town business life. I'm with Brad from the Urban Parisian in Port Dover on Greenock Street, I want to say.
Yep.
You and Melanie have built, you guys have built a tremendous business. I love your food. I love your coffee. Anytime I come in, I gotta have something. But where did it all start? Where did the concept come from for you and Mel?
After school, I always kind of wanted my own bakery, and I think a lot of culinary students, that's their main goal, is have their own restaurant or bakery. And I guess they're just dreams. I guess I moved back to Haldeman after school, and I couldn't get a job at any of the bakeries around. I don't know if my schooling was intimidation or what, but it kind of drove me to get my own place even more. So I had to suck it up for a few years and do the old line cook thing.
Yeah.
But that's where I met Melanie at the beach house in Port Dover. So from there we jumped to David's and then Erie Beach, and then from there the Urban Parisian was conceived.
That's pretty cool. When you were a kid, then did your mom, your grandma, did you just enjoy baking? Did that?
Yeah, my mom was a big influence. She was every meal was home cooked, and but she was known for her pies. So even on the reserve, everyone knows her pies. So all the pie sales, they all rush to make sure they get her pies first because they sell out. They don't want the other ones. So I kind of took.
You're in competition with your mother.
Yeah, actually, a family reunion when I was 6 or 7, I wanted to enter. So, because my mom always won, so I made a banana cream pie and I beat her, even though she helped me. But
I don't know what it is. There's something about very few people are as lucky as you, because there's something about the taste of your food. When you said home cooked, that's kind of what it reminds me of. It always has that really nice flavor, the texture, whatever you make, man. It's always so good. And I travel around to coffee shops. No one's come close to your croissants. I've ate a ton. You can ask my wife. But I mean, there's just something you guys put into the product that makes it. So you start the Urban. How long's it been going now?
Pretty much 15 years in March.
Wow.
So yeah.
Did you ever think,
No. And then it flew by. I was 27 when we opened. Now I'm in my 40s, and that feels like where the time has gone. So
it's always funny too when you start a business, you have the nervous energy, eh? You just don't know. You don't know if you're going to succeed. But from day one, yeah. But from day one, you guys must have you hit the ground running, and people just always enjoyed your product.
Yeah, we're lucky. This town, I think it helped working in industry in town, because you make connections, and then those coworkers came and supported, and then they helped spread the word, right? So it kind of helped being Mel was more local than me. She grew up in Port Ryerson, but it's big time help.
And then you guys did the big transition too. We can't forget, from downtown to the place on Greenock. And I remember having endless conversations with you about that. That was such a big step, eh? You guys, that to me was probably bigger than than starting the business, because it was such a big transition for you and Melanie.
Yeah, it was almost starting a brand new business, and we got the carpet pulled out under our feet, and we're forced to move. But it was the right move.
Yeah. And it's that expansion too that I think that you allows you to grow even bigger, because then I see when I come in, there's people I don't even know. They're from all over Haldeman, Norfolk now that come into your place for lunch, and that's pretty cool. When you have that attraction for folks. I remember this is probably about 7 or 8 years ago. I had a friend, he passed away now, but he wanted me to pick up his wife a Valentine's Day gift, and I got something from you guys because she loved chocolate. And I had him put it in his fridge, and I said, tomorrow morning, tell your wife you got that from the Urban. So the next morning she opens the fridge and she sees it and she's all happy, and he goes, Dave got that for you from the Urban. I was like, no.
Trying to help
But
them out.
but she was like, she knew it was yours. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? 89-year-old woman knew it was yours, knew where that food came from, and she loved it, man. So
awesome.
that told me how much you resonated within the community already at that stage. Any big plans for the future? What are you and Melanie looking at? I mean, just keeping her going the way it is, or are you
Yeah,
adding new?
we're trying to expand somehow. We're trying new products. We have a third baker now, so we have more time and more time to make new products, and started to do scones every day, and people are lining up the doors for those things. So it doesn't really matter what we make; it flies out. So
I want to ask
sometimes
you.
I was
Sorry
gonna say
about
sometimes we get in a rut, and like we're doing the same thing, and it's easy like that, right? So
that.
sometimes you make a new product, and then you're like, oh yeah, like we gotta make new stuff because people just freak out. And
What kind of values do you and Melanie instill in your staff? Because they're always friendly. Like it's almost like they become part of the family too. You know them, when you go into the urban and you see them and they're always friendly, they're always hi, hello, what can I get for you? Like, do you guys instill that, or is it do you look for a certain type of person? What's your makeup
no,
there?
no, like we've just been lucky in a way, but I think the bottom line is you treat your staff with 100% respect, and you give them the right. If they get disrespected, like they have the right to stand up for themselves. I'm going to have their backs all the time, right? So um another thing is benefits. That was a big thing, and just to ensure you keep your staff, and you have
Yeah,
s- you have to have some kind of incentive. Like we're only a coffee shop bakery, so like we don't have all this extra money to like pay big wages and stuff. So we found a way to keep the staff happy with extras that normally you would not ever see in this industry, especially the benefit package we got. Like it's good. Like where your staff's taken care of. Um, it's a happy place for the most part.
yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna have days where people aren't gonna get along, but there's not many of those days. So
That's life. That's life.
yeah,
But it's what you do at that moment, right? And how
yeah,
everybody reacts that sort of brings it to a halt or turns it into something positive. I agree 100%.
yeah,
I always think that staff are just that critical. They're that last link to your customer, that component, right? If you're busy out back, you know, you can't be there for every customer, but the product's there for every customer. But it's that presentation that they take the time to do. And I think it's
yeah,
just that's the aspect that I appreciate. And I've been in your place and they've been lined up at the door and people will just wait. You know what I mean? But it's not a
yeah,
bad wait. It's a good, usually you see somebody, you're catching up, right?
yeah. And we're pretty like it's everyone's everyone's got their speed down pretty good. Like I tell people, like don't get upset when you see a line because that line will move fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Like we got two POS systems now, so we can do two
Yeah.
customers at a time now. So
Are you guys still in the online orders too?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we never. A lot of businesses got rid of that after COVID, but it's as I talk to customers, they're like, you know what? Like some have anxiety when they make a takeout order when they're talking to a person. It's almost like they do it at their own leisure, right? So
Yeah. Well, they can
it's
think
worked
it
out
through
great.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the other part that I think a lot of businesses will go quickly there because I know you got to go. The social media concept, I don't think a lot of businesses understand the value yet. I think they're still learning it. You know what I mean? Like how you
yeah,
can take that tool and really use it to your advantage. And it doesn't take hours every day. You just got to be consistent.
yeah, yeah. You can't do it once and then not do it again for another month. Like where I'd say to people all the time, like well, all these other restaurants in town, like they barely use it.
Yeah.
Like as soon as a business posts like a special that night, 9 times out of 10 will be like, "Hey, let's go get that." Like it looks good, and you want to try something new because he gets bored of the same pizza and wings and
Yeah.
such. So
It's it, and that's kind of neat too. When you brought up scones, I never even thought about that. But you're constantly trying to look, and I know both you and Melanie are like that, trying to find that next thing that people will enjoy. I think that's probably what makes your business so successful too. Like you said, you refuse to get stuck in a rut. You want to keep changing.
yeah, absolutely. It's easy to get in a rut because if the people are coming in, right? Like you don't want to
Yeah,
like it ain't broke, don't fix it. But then again,
but you
you
can
bring a
always
new
make it
product
better.
and there's yes, absolutely more customers coming the word of mouth gets out. So,
And the last thing I'll leave you with, your Blue Jays prediction. I see we both got our hats on for next year. What's your prediction, Bradley?
well, let's hope for the same results. I know it's going to be tough, but
Same results, but a win in 7. How's that?
Jays in 4. How about that? World Series.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks, for the 2026 season. Thanks for
money
taking
down.
the time. Anything else you got to add? Like, what are your hours and how can people get a hold of you?
UrbanParisian.com. Info@UrbanParisian.com for email. Close Mondays, Tuesday to Saturday, 7 to 5, and Sunday, 9 to 4.
Perfect. Thanks for doing this, bud. Take care.
problem.
Talk soon.
Have a great day.